All right, is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Spirit asked that we do this series on life lessons. So last week, we looked at our connection to God, how to set it up, how to maintain it, how to grow it. Does everybody remember? Did anybody think about Adriana this past week, walking with the glowing light over your body? If you missed it, catch it on YouTube. All right. We know we're energy beings. Everybody say, I know that.
I know that.
Yes, but do you know what that means?
Yes.
One person. All right. Our thoughts create our realities. Our thoughts that create our realities, our beliefs become. And our thoughts become the form that our energy moves through. If we really got that, truly, we might approach our lives in a slightly different way. So what we want to do is, today we're going to give you a look at energy and how our energy affects others, how our thoughts affect us, and how we can begin to look at unconditional love in a slightly different way. So, in life lessons, sometimes we need to have a little visual to get us going. So we are going to have a wee little visual. So if I can get my IQ players together.
Wait, plug in. We live in a world full of energy. Our thoughts and beliefs sculpt the energy to create the life we choose. Today, we want to show you a brief example of how our beliefs affect our interactions with others. In our example, we are looking at what might have happened to create our young lady's beliefs. We do know that sometimes we bring ideas with us at birth from other lifetimes. But for this example, we will show you one particular lifetime.
Mama, look at what I found. It's a beautiful rock with a heart in it.
What are you doing? Can you not see that I am busy? That I am working here? Go, just go. Wait a minute. Come back here. Back here. Here. Did you clean your room?
No.
I didn't think so. Go clean your room. You have got to clean your room before you can go outside and play and do your work.
Well, I guess my mom needs for me to work first before she can love me. I need to work hard, very hard, before I can be loved.
You may think that it is not quite that simple, but actually it is. We may be told something over and over or be exposed to one idea repeatedly, but it only takes one moment when you believe it to be true, when you take it in with feeling and make it true for you. And that moment anchors in a belief. A few years later, our young lady is now in her teens.
Hey, Mom! Bye! See you later. I'm leaving now.
Whoa. Oh, no, you don't.
Mama, but everybody dresses like these.
Come here. You don't.
But Mama, Amelia's parents allow her to wear the skirts
Well,
with the boots.
No. You are not. Now, think about this, okay? Don't go and do what everyone else does. Besides, you are smart. Now, be smart, okay? Besides, come here. No one wants to see this, okay?
Well, I guess I'm not beautiful. Well, I'm not beautiful, so I need need to be smart.
So, as you can see, we have some beliefs being created that will create blocks in our young lady's energy field. And in time, she will become sad. But from that, she will decide some beliefs of her own.
Yes, I know. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be good, and I'm going to prove that I am valuable. Okay. I'm going to prove myself. They will see that I am good, so they will love me.
Her first commitment to self, prove worth. She makes this commitment to counterbalance the energy in her other beliefs. However, even though it is an intention to claim her goodness, she is now proving something to the elusive they. In other words, everyone.
I know. I have another thing. I'm going to be successful. Hold on. I'm going to be smart, so I'm going to be very successful. So I'm going to prove myself that I am good, so I can be loved. Besides that, I'm doing all these things. I feel so alone.
Yes. Well, this is how it begins. Many more beliefs, many more intentions. But let's see what happens when she is older.
Hi.
So,
You wouldn't think this is a match made in heaven. But our guy here is confident, overly so. She is drawn to him because he doesn't feel like he has to prove anything to anyone. Flip side, same coin.
Hi.
He's not very nice.
It's okay.
He's like really cocky, and I think he's borderline mean.
Well, I can handle him.
I don't know. I don't think that he's for you.
you know, I don't really like your friend.
Don't worry, you need time to know her.
Whatever. But anyway, let's get out of here. Let's go to the game. I don't want to be late, all right?
Okay, let's go.
So they date, and over time they decide to take the next step.
So, I've been thinking, and I think I'm in love with you.
That's your ring. I love you too. I really love you.
And this is what we do when we love someone, even on a friendship level. We set aside our patterns because we want them to love us no matter what we are working on. They become important to us. So we give them a direct line to our hearts. Everything they say has a direct impact. The good, the critical. We take it all in, and we call this unconditional love. They get to speak to our heart unconditionally. So, let's look a year or so later.
What's your problem? You're working all the time. You never have any time for me.
Why are you so mean? You know that I have to work.
All the time? I never see you.
Why do you care? You're always on those silly games with your friends.
What do you want me to do?
Well, you know that my work is very important, and you knew that since you met me. I have to work hard so they can love me.
I knew you gotta work hard, but I didn't know you have to live for your work.
You know how my work is so competitive, so I have to prove myself.
Prove yourself to me.
Why'd you so mean?
You knew about that when we met.
This open, direct, unconditional space allows words to flow directly to the heart. That is why we are able to so deeply hurt the ones we love. But then we get mad, and we don't love them anymore.
I know what I need to do. I'm going to work hard. And I'm going to be successful. I'm going to prove myself. I don't care. I don't care if I am alone.
Two who loved each other. You can see how easily we can disconnect from another and go back to our original space. But even though we think giving someone a direct line to our hearts is unconditional love, is it? Unconditional love is a love that is complete, full, and at peace. The love you find in your own spirit. That love you feel when you are talking to God. Let's look at how they could have moved into unconditional love after the pathway of commitment had been cleared.
What's your problem? All you do is work. You never have any time for me.
I know, honey. You know, that is one of the issues that I have been working on.
I know.
Well, you had issues too.
I know. But, you know, being with you makes them easier for me to deal with my issues.
Oh, honey, thank you so much. Well, you know, this deadline is driving me crazy, but I promise that I would love to be on those silly games with you in that job. Well, but let's wait until I finish this project so we can escape on the weekend. I promise you.
Alright, I guess I can handle that. But, since you're so busy and I really want to see you, how about tonight? I bring some Chinese food by the office. We eat, you know, hit the break room, eat, you get some work done, and we can watch the game.
I had a great idea. Bring the food, let's go to the break room, and we talk. Deal?
I mean, I guess I can talk.
Loving someone unconditionally isn't about being perfect for someone or having to accept their faults. Loving unconditionally is seeing the God in them, honoring the work they are doing, and loving them through it all. When someone loves you and clears a path to their heart for you, remember the great responsibility and honor it is for you to treasure their energy. It is in this path that you can see their Christ.
Yay. Did anyone see somebody they know? Everybody saw David, yeah.
Typecast.
All right. What we were looking at was our human-to-human experiences, how we treat one another, and without our spiritual eyes. Can you see how when we move into that space of just our daily activities, sometimes we lose the vision of the importance and the spirit of the person that we're with? And I know you don't do that. No one knows the karma of another. No one knows what is right for the other person. We look at them with the eyes of God and we still don't know what is right for them. We are the creators. We say that all the time. We are here to create our realities. And it is the internal field that creates the outer expression. We give ourselves parameters. God says, go learn. Do what you need to do. Go learn. Stay in love, and you'll stay in me. And we get excited, and we go down, and we say, well, I need to learn about something, and we create all these interesting ways that we learn. And a lot of them are created from our ego self, our smaller self, that self that is identified with survival. So we struggle, and we try to overcome the very challenges that we've given ourselves. Anybody ever decided that you had to work hard before someone loved you? A few? Okay. All right. Anybody feel that they were not beautiful, therefore they had to be smart? Or come up with another technique to survive? In our world, especially in my day and time, the world took care of the beautiful people. If you were not considered one of the beautiful people, you had to learn to fend for yourself. So hard working became quite the motto that I live by. We got to work hard and make our way because the world is not going to bow at your feet. You see? It's subtle. And I think that in our world today, the energy of that, it's a survival. If you're not beautiful, you need to be smart. You need to be smart. Survival technique. Anybody need to prove themselves? No, some yes. Okay, all right. And that's finding value. We need to find a value in ourselves when we do that. And I need to be smart so I can succeed. Anybody? We have lots of notes. I need to be smart so I can succeed. Do you know unsmart people sit in the desk right next to you? And they make the same salary you make. They just do their job without having to overthink it. You know? It's true. These are all issues and all parameters we give ourselves so that we can learn. We're learning about aspects of self. We could change that. We could say I'm loved whether I'm expressing greatness or smallness. I'm loved whether I'm doing anything or not. I'm loved when I work. I'm loved when I sleep. I'm loved when I play. I'm loved always. That could be our affirmation. If we had that as our affirmation, would we learn about love as much as working hard to be loved? Sure, we'd learn a lot about love. What if we said, I express and I recognize my expressions? Do we need to prove ourselves if we even look at our expression? How many of you look at the work you do and say, that was cool? I am good. This half does? Okay, we got some over here. Value. Proving self is all about value. When we learn to even recognize what we've done. You know, when you value it, it could be good or bad. It could be plus or minus. I love it. I value myself as much when my dinner that I make goes in the garbage as the one that I can put on the table. Because you know what? I put a lot of energy into that dinner. And you all know I can't cook. It's true. And Patrick will attest. I had a desire about 6 months ago to have cornbread like I used to make when I was younger. About 3 batches over a period of a couple of weeks went right to the trash. But I didn't give up. I kept trying until I had no more time. I honored me for trying. Do you see? And I consider myself quite a valuable person. In the kitchen. All right. I'm a beautiful child of God, radiant in all ways. Outer beauty is always a reflection of inner beauty. Have you noticed that the more you meditate and pray, the more gorgeous you get? I'm serious. The more you meditate and pray, the more you know God within you, the light shines in your eyes, and you are irresistible to the world. Because you look fabulous. Because your light is shining. We are all beautiful. And we don't need anybody to see that but us. Everybody say, I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
Good. How'd that feel?
Great.
All right. By choosing a different thought, we have the same experience. We're having the same experiences about success. We're having the same experiences about love, about beauty, about all of these issues. Now, all the issues that you saw on stage today, they are not just Adriana's life. Did you go through those, sweetheart? Yes, you did. They are not my life. They are mine as well. They are not just us. They belong in varying degrees to all of us. When we think that we have to comply with some suggestion that someone else has given us, instead of going within and saying, what do I need to learn and what serves me? All right. In our example, her soul needed to learn these things, but we can learn it in a happy playground as easily as in a challenged playground. Now, everybody got that part of it?
Yeah.
We have many layers this morning. Now, once the path of love is opened, and all of our personal issues are set aside, and we say, I love you, and they say, I love you, and this is friendship too. Anytime you come into a love relationship with someone, the issues get set aside. Did you realize what an impactful connection your words make with that person? Did anybody cringe? Did any parent go, ooh? How do I fix that? I shouldn't have said that. You never know when the moment is when the person will respond in that way of creating a block. Realize that's their issue, but we can be responsible for the energy that we're giving forth. I promise you, if any of us as parents knew the impact of our words, there would be nothing but love coming from our mouths. I am always shocked. I am shocked when someone that I love and loves me comes to me and says something to me about one of my issues. We could be in a conversation about just anything, and they say, well, by the way, you know you, blah, blah, blah. Well, as a matter of fact, I do know that.
Thanks for reminding me.
And I happen to be working on that right now. Yep, I'm working on that. And then they might even say to me, and they have in the past, well, you know what? I decided not to love you because of that.
Oh.
Well, there's a direct line into my heart, and I want you to know that I wish I would say to them, well, that's fine, but I don't. I normally go, how could you say that? Oh my God, I cry for days because they have chosen to not love me for an issue that they knew about when they met me. Yeah? That's how deep our love is for one another. Every time I fight with Patrick, it does happen. Yes. What we do is we go for the boards. Well, here's your board. Blam! Oh, let me get one of yours out. Blam! Until we get all the boards on deck and we're all pointing at all the stuff we're working on. Well, you're not perfect and you're not perfect. Okay, enough. But I see the Christ in you. I see the Christ in you. Okay, put them away. You put them all away. Now, think about when you fought with your spouse or partner. How is it that you can come back to love so quickly after pulling all those boards out? You go to the God self. You go, you know what? Oh, gosh. I know you're working on it. I trust you're working on it. Pull the boards back. Now let us see the God in one another. Let us know that we don't necessarily have to be the one and only for the other. We don't have to be the perfect person, the answer, the one who heals each other. We just have to recognize we're the child of God. And did you notice how when Adriana and David came to that, they could come to a resolution that allowed both of them to keep their issues? They both kept their issues. They're still working on it. She still works hard hours. You know? Patrick got, I guess after about 15 years, he stopped saying why you work so hard. Took him a while to catch on, but he did. He doesn't say it anymore. He goes, "That's your life." When you're coming home, now normally he's with me. But do y'all see? Do you see the great responsibility that is ours? We are energy beings. When Jesus Christ came to teach us, he couldn't say to us, you're an energy being. You had energy flowing back and forth. He taught them intentions. He taught them intentions. If you do this, the Father will take care of you. If a man asks for your coat, give him your cloak as well. Well, he didn't say to them, and when that happens, there's this universal law called the law of vacuum, which is going to enact the minute you do that, and someone's going to give you their coat and their cloak. He said, when this happens, give this to them. God will not let you suffer lack. He'll not cause you to want. Now, he could give them that, because he couldn't explain all the rest of it, all the rest that's going on. When you give that, you're creating a beautiful energy of love. There's all kinds of things going on an energy level. But today we can see it because we've evolved. Today we can see our energy. And when you go back to his teachings, to every single thing he said, love-based God, it all creates a beautiful response energetically. Without showing you here on the stage, just by following what he said, you go to your God self. And when you go to your God self, every word that comes out is filled with that love. Everything becomes that higher frequency. In our minds as Christians, what we have inherited is, well, when I'm good, I'll do that. When I'm not, I'll just be me. It'll be okay, Instead of really understanding, you do it with every breath. Every breath has impact. When I first started teaching 26 years ago, I counted, 26 years ago, I always taught energy. I always taught, when you do this will happen. Not, you should do this because it's right. You should do this because it's morally sound. You should do this because the Bible says so. You should do this, and when you do this, it sets up motion, and this comes back. When you give love, love will return to you. When you slap someone, you're going to get slapped down. There are energies in motion. And when you love God, that love returns to you. Do you see? When we get it on the energetic level and can be aware of the impact, then every word that comes out of our mouths, we can try to send it with intention. And when you do that in love, you are doing exactly what Jesus Christ taught. Isn't it fun? God is so good. And everything that we know about energy today is just minuscule compared to what we will learn as we evolve. But let's imagine that you could see your energy field. Let's imagine you get up in the morning, you can see your energy field, and you're walking around going, where's my coffee? I need my coffee. Down your coffee. God, give me a reason for today. I just do not have a reason for today. Give me something to inspire me, God. And this is before you meditate, right? If you could see yourself, the minute you get up going for your coffee, you go, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Like, okay, now come on, brighten up, come on, let's brighten up. You'd be your best cheerleader. Come on, brighten up, don't say that, don't. Because we could see. Now, I've never forgotten, someone said a long time ago, what an interesting world where the masters come and forget their masters. You all already know. You already know. But we come into this earth and we forget. So we can remember. So we can rediscover. So we can find ourselves as spirit in matter. Spirit in matter. God expressing through us in a world of matter. Masters Do you want to see your energy field? That was not all. That was not everybody. I mean, it's a great responsibility because we can still put the blinders back on and go, yeah. But when you see your energy field, you see the soup you're swimming in. But you have the capacity to change that soup in any moment. Let's take a moment, just take a real quick peek. So let's just shut our eyes. God, our Father, our Mother, our Creator, God, we love you so much. I ask that your love just pour onto everyone in this space. And I would invite each one of you just to see a beautiful column of light come over you that just holds you safe. Now you're in your sacred space. You're not worried about anybody near you. Just you. I want you just to feel the presence of Jesus Christ by your side. And feel that beautiful purity of love that he is. There are no conditions in his consciousness. There's no conditions that he levies against you. It is complete love. And as you feel his presence, just feel comfort. And now I want you to shift your focus to the energy that is around you. Just imagine you can see a field around your body. It doesn't have to be very big. It can be small. Just like an energy field around you. First of all, look at the motion. Is it slow? Is it moving fast? Is it kind of still? Notice the color. Does it look bright and alive? Does it look kind of still and quiet? Doesn't matter what it looks like. Just observe. But I want you to ask, how quickly can harsh words pass through this field? Just answer in your own mind. How quickly can harsh words pass through this field? How quickly can love pass through this field? And I want you to just feel Jesus Christ by your side again. And feel that beautiful love energy of his. And for a moment, just ask, I ask that my energy become a conduit of love. I ask that my energy field become a conduit of love. And notice what happens to your field. Does it get brighter and lighter? Does it start to move? Just notice. And let your focus go to your heart. And if you're ready, if you're willing, you can say to yourself, I desire to be a conduit of God love. And no matter what you have said, no matter what you have felt, it is okay. But I would invite you now just to feel the love of God engulfing all of us and filling us with. We love you so much, God, and we thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity to be on the planet, to be creators, to love one another, to honor the issues everyone is working on, to be at peace with one another. We thank you, God, that we, your children, can wake up and come home. We walk, and we ask to walk in your will, which is always love. And so, let's take a breath. Send your love into the room. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Did you like what you saw? Did your energy change when you asked to be a conduit of love?
Yes.
Could you sense that? 2 people did. That's good. When you walk this week, if someone comes at you with a less than supportive word, can you think about Adriana again? We're going to make her our watchword. Think about her. Think about the blocks and take a breath. See if you can say something slightly different. See if you can pause and look and say, I behold the Christ in you. You don't have to say it out loud, freak people out. Say it out loud. Say it in your head. And then let your words come out. Okay? Be with that. So we're going to become energy stewards this week. Agreed?
Yes.
That's almost agreed. Agreed. Oh, yay, God.